Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the...
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the Japanese exclusive from 1989. That is, of course, Black Shadow. So, what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second and have a look at everything that comes inside the box. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in all of his modes, because he's got a few of them. We'll then do some comparisons with him, with this and the original Hasbro Generation 1 version of himself. And then we can also do some comparisons with him and some of the other Black Shadow releases that we've had of him through the Generations toy line. So, I'm really excited to look at this figure. It's one I've been after for ages, to be honest. So for those of you who don't know much about it, yes, it is a redeco and slight retool of Generation 1 Thunderwing, but he was in the Japanese cartoon Victory, which aired in 1989. And more people are getting a bit more aware of this now, because that is the same cartoon series which Star Saber was in. So if we turn this around to the back, this is the Victory artwork there. There is, of course, Star Saber, the Autobot. There is Desirous. Then we've got, as I say, the rest of the Victory cast, and even some of Super God Master Force there as well. So basically in Japan, they just continued with the cartoons where the rest of the world, Sunbow had stopped. So he is actually known as a crossformer, but obviously that was a mega pretender in the rest of the world. So we can see we've got the large jet, which is the little robot and the outer shell combined, and of course we've got the robot and the little robot. And I love the mega pretenders anyway, because I love the fact that the shell actually transforms as well. Before we open the box, you can see we've got a reference number here, which is D309. The D stood for Destron, which is of course their word for Decepticon. Right, now when I open this up, the brilliant thing as well about these Japanese boxes is there is the collector card. There you go. And there are the robot points. And again, a little bit of information about him. Just perfect, you know, so you don't have to cut the box up and, yeah, damage the box. Right, let's slide him out. The other thing as well is, if you didn't know, pretty much all of the Japanese figures were packed in polystyrene like this. So again, you could just store them back in the boxes, not worrying about damaging the bubbles, etc. and things like that. So pretty much, as I say, same as Thunderwing, we've got the main shell, which is here. Oh, we've got a catalogue there which has fell out. We'll have a quick look at that in a second. Unfortunately, there's no instructions. We've got two large guns, we've got a small gun, and we've got the small inner robot. So let me just move this out of the way, and I'll put this that way around just so we can have a look at the back. So if we start off, in fact, let's do that there, I'm going to glare. If we start off looking at the inner robot, again, this is just a redeco of the mini robot from Thunderwing, which is this guy. So as you can see, they've just changed the colours from the normal Decepticon purple to the black and grey. What they've actually done is made this guy look a little bit more robotic, in honesty, and you'll see that with the big shell. So, articulation wise, the arms move backwards and forwards. The toes sort of do, but to be honest, that's mainly for transformation purposes. And that's as basic as you're going to get, to be fair. He is a super basic little bot. I'm just going to balance him there. Here is his little gun, which can be used in a couple of modes, to be honest. So I'm going to pop it in his hand just for now, nice and carefully, like that. And then we will leave him there. Moving on to the shell. As you can see, the shell comes packed with the wing folded up. So I'm ever so carefully going to fold this down. Now, one thing to not be worried about is this is painted gold, so it's not gold plastic. Thank heavens. The stickers on here are fantastic. And it's just, as I say, just compared to this, I just think it looks that much better, in all honesty. So what we're going to do then, in fact, let's do the super jet to start off with. So this is the normal jet. The super jet, we're going to take the little robot like so, and we're going to transform him into the jet. So what we're going to do, if we fold the feet up, close the legs together like that, and then we can keep the arms out. We're just going to fold these little bits out there. These, of course, are the wings. This is a super basic transformation, to be honest. Then we're going to fold the head down. And then what we've got here is, if I can just pull them out, there they are. Did you see they both come out at the same time? There are the wings. And then you can put the little gun on there. So sorry, this is the little jet mode first and foremost. And again, if we just do a quick comparison with this guy, you can see it's just the colour scheme. Now, this is where we can make the super jet. So if we take this gun off here, you can see I'm going to fold these back in, to be honest. I'm going to fold the tail fins in, and you've got this large tab right there. What we're going to do underneath here, there's a big square cutout there, and all we're going to do is we are going to connect these two together. So that's what makes these guys so good. So they both transform, the shell and the inner bot, and then they both, well, I suppose the word is combine, isn't it? They have combined for this, which looks stunning. So let's power him up with the gun. So the little gun can go back on the roof, and then the larger guns, you've got a choice. Because there's so many tabs on them and 5mm posts, they can either go under on there or on these ones on the side. So I'll show you both quickly. There is the fists there, or there is, of course, the holes on the underside of the wing. Now, if you put them in this way, it does lift the back of the jet up, to be honest. And it looks okay like that. Well, in fact, it still looks great, let's be honest. I think this is an absolutely stunning figure. But if we want to make it look that little bit better, we're going to locate this tab in instead. And let me just line it up like so. Same on the other side. It just looks exactly like what you'd expect it to, that it's got a lot more firepower to it. I'm just carefully trying to reach that over. Perfect. Exactly like that. Brilliant. Love it. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. So there is, of course, as I say, your combined large crossformer version. Before we do some more transformations, let's have a quick look at this flyer. This again is the Victory artwork without the big crease from the flap in it. And I love the fact with these catalogues, you'll see in a second. So on this side, we've got pretty much the Victory. That guy that's shaded out is in fact Great Shot. Underneath is Road Caesar, Landcross, Star Saber. If you want to see any videos on the ones that I'm listing, they are in the playlist on this channel. We've got Leo Kaiser, and of course Desirus. Dino King, I'm slowly trying to complete him. And there we've got Black Shadow and the other crossformer, Blue Bacchus. So that's the Victory side. On the back, we've got what's known as the Super God Master Force. So these will look familiar. A lot of these are just repaints of figures that we saw from Hasbro. We've got God Jinrai there, which is a massively powered up version of Optimus Prime. Six Knight, which is of course Quick Switch. Grand Max, which was Fort Max. There you've got the three Power Masters, but they were referred to as God Masters. There's Double Clouder, not Double Dealer, and all of these guys here. So Double Clouder, Buster Hydra, and Overlord. Again, they are in the playlist if you would like to see videos on them. Right then, let's have a look what we're going to do with this. So we're going to split him up nice and carefully. I still can't believe I'm transforming this guy, but I want to show you guys as much as I possibly can. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to fully transform him, because what I want to do is I want to show you, because of course this is a pretender. Let's not forget, this guy is a pretender. So I'm going to carefully fold his arms around, which you can see, super careful. And I'm just going to prise his legs apart a little. We'll keep his head down because we're going to now hide this in this shell, but when he's in a robot mode. So I'm just going to disconnect all of the accessories, and the transformation for this, let's be honest, is super simple. Now you may have noticed that this isn't pushed. Oh, it is. It's clicked in. I was hoping it wasn't fully clicked in because I don't want to damage that little tab. Now this is essential that you don't just lift this bit up, but you pull the whole back bit up. So you see, as you pull that bit up, this will now set free the head. But what we're going to do, we're going to fold the legs down as well, very carefully, like so. And then this whole front nose piece, which again you just saw, will fold down. So you can see there now that he does look much more robotic than your standard Thunderwing. Right, this is where we've got to be careful then. So we're going to now fold the feet out underneath, like so. Fold them feet out, and then super careful, fold these wings back. Right, so you could, for just normal robot mode, we would clip this back, fold that down, and there is the normal robot mode. Now what I like about this is, I mean, if you're looking at him from the front, you'd have no idea that that's a jet. Of course, if you turn it to the side or look at the back, there's a load of kibble at the back, but you wouldn't have any idea that that's a jet. Right, let's have a look at him as a pretender then. So nice and careful, we're going to lift this back up. But before we do, of course, let's make the space there. Please don't forget, if you get one of these, to not make the space. If you don't, then the head will just catch on it and you'll end up scratching everything. Be aware of them clips there, because that's what's going to fit snugly into there. You can probably make out now, just down the legs, that we've got space to slide this guy. So we're going to slide him and his feet into the legs. Now you can see here that they've just got caught. So what I'm going to do is just prise ever so carefully, prise these legs apart whilst pressing down nice and careful. And he should, oh, heart in mouth, heart in mouth. He should, no, he's not in low enough yet. He needs to drop down that little bit more. Let's see if I can get this shin in. I think, is he in? He's, I think that's it. Yep, so we heard the click, and now I can see here that if I bring this over, that will clip over, and there is your pretender. So he is hiding inside there. Fantastic, absolutely love it. I just think it's so great. What I'm going to do now then, quickly before I take him out, let's do some comparisons. So what we've got is the Generations version first. Now I've only got a sealed version of this. This came out in 2011, and of course it's just a redeco of Thunderwing. But if we spin it around and have a look, it's a good likeness of him. They've just gone with him looking that little bit more menacing. Great figure. And then the most recent one of him was, of course, the Titans Return one from 2017, where this time, funnily enough, I'm pretty sure it was a retool of Overload, or a redeco, shall we say. This guy is much, much bigger, as you can see. And again, just I think the colour scheme on this just works brilliantly. So, and it's nice that we're getting more and more Japanese figures. I do think we're going to get quite a few more, with the fact that we're obviously going to get a Star Saber and a Victory Leo. Right, I'm just going to move this out of the way again. Let's very carefully take him out. I'm not going to be, I'm going to do a quick transformation process only video, but then from now on, after that, I'm going to fold that down. This guy is going to stay in his robot mode, and I doubt very much I'll be transforming him again. With regards to the shell, you've got Articulation there, which you can see in the arms, which is just at the shoulder. Oh, ever so tight. And of course, that is it. The rest of the shell is just fixed. You heard that creak then. I'm going to pop them weapons there. I'm going to very quickly transform this little guy back then. So carefully fold his arms out like so. Fold his feet up. Fold his head back. Pop his little gun there. And then just before we round this video off, let's just do a comparison again with his G1, or the G1 self, shall we say. So there is Thunderwing, and there is Black Shadow. But yeah, as I say, guys, he's known as a crossformer in Japan. He very small part, to be honest, in the cartoon, but left a lasting impression. Absolutely stunning figure, stunning cartoon. Obviously, if you've not seen it, I highly recommend watching it. I hope you enjoyed looking at him. I hope it helped you if you're after one yourself, to be aware of the accessories that came with him. And yeah, keep your other ideas and suggestions coming forward, and I aim to get as many of these Japanese exclusives as I can in full-length videos for you guys, so you can enjoy them as well. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.